Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Damieon Gentry, and you're watching the official Joseline's Cabaret Texas after show, where we will be breaking down and discussing part three of the reunion. So if you've come here for the full episode, womp womp, you've come to the wrong place. This is the after show, baby. So I'm really excited that you've decided to join me. Go ahead and come on in the room. I'd love to have you. We're about to get into all the tea and all things Joseline's Cabaret Texas and what happened in part three of the reunion. Because to me, I don't know about you, but part three was probably the best part of the reunion. I would have to say it's the best part of the reunion. And you know why it was the best part of the reunion, right? Y'all know why. Listen, before we begin, click the subscribe button down below if you're not subscribed yet. Click the thumbs up button and like this video. Um, that's your way of supporting. It's free to do. I'd really appreciate that. It's right down there. Click that thumbs up button. Get in the comment section. Leave me all your thoughts and opinions on part three of the reunion, baby. Baby. You talk about juicy, okay? Juicy fruit. And last but not least, if you would like to support your boy and help me grow and sustain this channel, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate. All right. Thank you guys so much for the love, the support. I really, truly appreciate each and every one of y'all. Even y'all hating assholes that be coming up under the videos talking shit. Even y'all, okay? Um, so let's begin. Where do we begin? God, there's so much that I have to talk to y'all about. And again, I've got 5 pages of notes. I know y'all love the long videos, but I'm like, shit. I hope I don't go into no, you know, hour and 15, hour, 30-minute long video. But I don't know. We might have to because we've got a lot to talk about, all right? Now, the reunion begins with the continuation of Hennessy and Rose arguing. And baby, Hennessy looked rough. Okay, they both look rough, but Hennessy really looked like she been ridden hard and drugged through the mud, baby, and left on the side of the road. Okay, now they're fighting, and Joseline says, "I'll be right back." Y'all keep fighting. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right. I'm like, well, where you going, Joseline? You know, usually if you gotta go to the bathroom, you say, "I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go pee. I'll be right back." You know, but I'm just like. You do sure start acting a little sus throughout the show whenever you come back from your little break. So, we're gonna talk about that, all right? Now, um I think Neek looks gorgeous, which I think I've mentioned already in part 1 or 2. But we got more of a look of her outfit on part 3. And I think like from here up, I think she looked gorgeous. But that outfit, when I saw her, it kind of looked like a Tinkerbell outfit in orange. I don't know. It wasn't to me. It wasn't giving reunion. That was giving me more costume than it was fashion. It looked like a Halloween costume. Honestly, like she looked like Tinkerbell. She looked great. Don't get me wrong, stunning. But I just don't know if it would be for the occasion. And why does Neek? Why does she say? You ever notice how when she says you, she'll say you. Like it's. Am I the only one that noticed that? She says the word you, you, very weird. She'll be like, but I wasn't talking to you. I'm like, am I the only one that's catching this? Now Hennessy and Rose, they're going back and forth. I mean, just going back and forth, doing too much rambling and hollering that we can't even really understand what they're saying. And I commend Janisha for trying to de-escalate the situation and get in the middle of them and get between them. But you can tell that she's even afraid to like go too far because you never know when these girls are gonna start scrapping, and then God forbid she get her pretty ass caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to mess up Janisha's pretty face now. While Rose and Hennessy are arguing back and forth, Rose says, I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my friend. And Hennessy says, I was never your friend, bit. And Rose says, you begged to eat my pussy, bitch. Child. If it's one thing I learned from this reunion, hell, we learn it every reunion. The Cabaret girls are freaks. If it's one thing the Cabaret girls gonna do, one thing's for certain, two things for sure. They gonna dance and they gonna eat pussy. Yeah, I said it. Mm-hmm. They gonna dance and they gonna eat pussy. From the beginning of the show to the end. Because, I mean, and we're gonna talk more about it, because there was a few girls this episode talking about how they was licking a cat. Doing, and hey, listen, if I was in a house full of a bunch of fine dudes, you don't think I wouldn't be blow popping either? Maybe. Well, it depends. Damien, that's too much. That's too much. I'm telling too much of my business. But shit, I feel like that's just human nature, especially if you're sexy. And some of these girls are really pretty girls. So, I could see why who was the two girls? Erica and there was Erica and somebody else. I don't know. It's in my notes, and we're gonna get to it. All right. Now, Hennessy, she says Rose is lying about her eating her twat, but Rose puts it on her son. Rose says, "I put it on my child's life." We did, and I believe Rose. I believe Rose. Rose was too, she was too detailed, and she was spitting this stuff right out. She said, "You even wanted to scissor me." I said, "Not the Barbie scissor kicks, bitch." They was gonna do Barbie scissor kicks, but Rose, I don't know what happened, if they didn't go through with it or what. Hennessy's denying it. We see Joseline come back out after going backstage, and that she done got a little sauced. Okay? She done got a little sauced, if you know what I mean. Allegedly. We're going to say allegedly here. Everything in this video, disclaimer, I need to say the disclaimer at the beginning. Everything I say in this video is alleged. All right? We don't know this to be factual. Everything I say is alleged. This video is for entertainment purposes only. All right? All right? Okay. Joseline comes back out from backstage. What did she go do? We don't know. But we do know that she's pumped now. Now, she's not as pumped as she gets sometimes. We've seen her more wild than she was. But if you notice how she left that stage for a minute, and when she came back, she was on the bullshit. Did y'all notice that? As soon as she came back, she was ready to go in on these girls. So she says, Joseline starts off by saying, from seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they slander my name. They slander my husband's name. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. She finna go in on Envy. She finna go in on Queen Envy, because we've talked about this. We talked about how Envy is going to be the target this episode because of Envy's past, and how Envy was on the YouTube or on the internet talking shit, giving her opinion as a viewer, just like we do, right? Just like we do. So, Joseline had to go backstage. She had to get some of that powder protein, get herself juiced up before she went into Envy's ass, okay? So, allegedly. She allegedly went and got the powder protein before she had to come out there and get in Envy's ass. And I'm just sitting here thinking, Envy, you's in danger, girl. You's in danger, sis. Joseline says, they says that we was ABUSIVE. Y'all know what that spells. ABUSIVE. Joseline says that the girls alleged, or she says that she keeps saying they, but it's really only Envy that she's talking about. She goes on to say, they said that we didn't treat the ladies fairly, when I know it's a lie. And I got a motherfucking bone to pick with this bitch, Queen Envy. Now, Joseline says that Envy told a blog that her and Ballistic were rhymes with elusive, but put a B in there. Joseline says that Envy told a blog that her and Ballistic were elusive, with a B, a bu. And Joseline says, y'all accused us of this, and we've done nothing but let you bitches shine. And I'm just thinking, first of all, if Okay, say Envy went on. Let's say Envy went on a blog. I don't think Envy went on a blog. I think what Jocelyn's trying to say is Envy was on her YouTube channel, was on, because that's allegedly what happened. That's what I've been hearing. Is that Envy was just like me doing recaps of Jocelyn's Cabaret season 3, and in that recap, she was saying that Jocelyn and Ballistic were elusive with a B. And she was referring to the reunion when they stomped Amber Ali out. Do y'all remember? We talked about it here on the show. We know that Amber went and sued the Zeus Network, allegedly. We're going to say allegedly, but the shit happened, allegedly. Amber sued the show for $25 million, sued Ballistic, sued Jocelyn, sued all of them, as she should. Because we saw what happened to that girl. We saw how they all pummeled on top of her. We saw how Jocelyn's alleged sidekick mistress, Melissa, ran out. Ballistic ran out. Everybody just on top of Amber, because Amber was one of the only hoes that wasn't scared to go face to face with Jocelyn. So my thing is, why would I didn't mean to say. I meant to not why would Envy go on a blog and lie. That's what I had said earlier. But I meant to say, if Envy is not lying, Jocelyn, you're so upset over what all these girls are saying. If they're not lying, sue them. Sue them for defamation, sis. Sue them. And then you go on and what I don't like about Jocelyn is that she goes on and continues to try to manipulate these girls. And this is why I think you are elusive. I wish I could say the word, but I think it's going to flag our channel. We've witnessed it. We've seen you on TV, on the show, being emotionally, physically, mentally abusive. So, I mean, why are you mad at Envy for making the same observation that all of us seen as a viewer? I mean, I get why she's mad because you're on my show and you said that. But at the same time, I don't blame Envy, because anybody with a brain that watches this show would say the same thing about Jocelyn and her being abusive. Right? And then what gets me is that she does this mind game. Like, how dare you speak out on whatever when we've put you on? We let you shine. We put you on TV. It's like you should be grateful no matter what I do to you, even if I do hit you, even if I do call you a piece of trash, dirty, no good scum, bucket, $2 whore, cunt, nasty bitch, skank whore. You know, even if I do call you all those things, you should be thankful because I put you on. That's what she's doing. And then sometimes it plays mind games with these girls where they're like, well, damn, maybe I should be grateful, even though she dogged me out and called me all these names, even though she hit me, wet. Maybe I should be grateful that I'm on this platform. You know, it's all a mind game, Jocelyn. And I don't fall for it and Jocelyn's doing what's been done to her, what her pimps have done to her. Stevie J and all the guys that she's been with and the dudes in the strip club, they've all done this same thing to her, and she's repeating the pattern to her hoes as the madam, as the pimp, allegedly. How's that for a tongue pop? Since y'all don't like my tongue popping. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all do. I need to talk to Queen Envy, okay? I reached out to her about coming on the podcast. She told me she would get back to me about it. I don't know. I would probably, if I was her, I guess I could understand not taking interviews, because if she's trying to get back on the show, best thing for her to do is not do interviews. But Envy, I'm gonna be honest with you, babe. I don't think you'll be back on the show. I think what you did was crossing the line for Jocelyn. I understood in a way. Like, I mean, I didn't understand her trying to go on the show after she talked shit, but I wouldn't have been as upset about it because she was a viewer. She was a viewer like the rest of us observing. She wasn't actually on the show getting to know Jocelyn and all these behind the scenes moments. Now, Joseline could be talking about a totally separate situation. It may not be a YouTube channel thing. She may have went on somebody's blog or somebody's podcast and was talking shit. I don't know. If anybody knows of the clip that they're talking about, please send it to me on my Instagram. My Instagram handle, I think it's in the description box, at damieongentry, DAMIEONGENTRY. Send it to me on Instagram if y'all know what clip they're talking about, where Queen Envy was talking shit about Ballistic and Joseline on season 3. We know what she was talking about. We know the context of what Envy was talking about. She was talking about season 3. She was talking about the reunion. She was talking about Amber Ali and how Joseline and Ballistic were abusive. But I want to know, was this on her YouTube channel? Was she on a podcast? Or was this written on a blog? I have a strong feeling that it's from a reaction video she did, from a review that she did. Now, she says, Joseline tells Envy, how dare you get on the blogs with your thrifty ass, $2 ass bitch. And I'm just like, Joseline, the way you insult these girls is just disgusting. You're only proving what Envy is saying. That's what Joseline really don't realize. You're so mad that they called you abusive, and you're exhibiting that exact behavior. Getting in people's faces and putting your finger like this and screaming at them and calling them everything but their name when I feel like they don't deserve that. It is abuse, you know? And if I was Envy, when she called me thrifty, I'd pull a Joseline on her. I'd say, thrifty, hoe money. Y'all know how Joseline be saying, thrifty, hoe money. I think it was Tokyo. Who called Joseline thrifty? Was it Tokyo Tony, or was it Tia Kemp? Or was it Blueface Mama, Carlissa? One of them on the Auntie podcast called her thrifty, and she said, thrifty, hoe money. Now, Joseline tells Envy that she needs to apologize to Ballistic, and Envy says that she will. She says, I will apologize to him. But as soon as she says that, Joseline gets up, walks over to her, gets in her face, and just continues to scream and scream and scream with that long doo-doo finger in her face. Like, girl, get your finger out of my face. I don't know if that's been up Melissa's pussy or Joseline or Ballistic's pussy hole. I don't know where your fingers have been. Why you got your fingers all up in my motherfucking face? The fuck? No, ma'am. Now, Envy stands up. When Joseline comes over there and gets in her face, Envy stands up like this. And Joseline says, sit down, bitch. Sit down, bitch. Sit down, bitch. Sit down, bitch. I mean, she is coked, allegedly, out of her mind. It's what it seems like to me. Okay? We don't know factually. Before y'all get in the comments, running your mouth, talking about Damien, you don't know if Joseline's on coke or not. We don't know if Joseline's on coke. We do know she's got a history of it. We do know that she brags about it. We do know that she's got a motherfucking clothing line called Cocaine. We do know that in part 1 of the reunion, she was boasting about how much she loved motherfucking coke. And now I see what she was doing. She couldn't wait to get backstage and hit that lick. Allegedly. Because it's very odd to me that Joseline came out on the reunion and was calm, everything was going good, and then she had to go backstage for a minute, and all of a sudden you're screaming in people's face, sit down, bitch, sit down, bitch. I mean, does this not resemble seasons 1, 2, 3, 4? I do believe Joseline was sober throughout filming season 5, because that was the most normal we've ever seen her throughout seasons 1 through 5 of Joseline's Cabaret. But I don't know if Mama relapsed or what, which is not a joking matter, and I hope she didn't relapse. But baby girl, what Envy did was not that deep. Like, so what? Someone talked about you in Ballistic. Aren't you a celebrity? Aren't you a superstar? Miss Puerto Rican Princess? What people say shouldn't fucking affect you. And I just don't see how people sit around and stomach it. The audience, the Cabaret girls, Janisha, just sitting here being berated and being degraded and being humiliated. I mean, what? It's trash. It's trash. And Envy, I really don't know how you sat there and took it. Because I would have said, this, I guess that check was checking. Or maybe she wants back in the cabaret that bad to where, maybe she's pulling a Slim. She reminded me of Slim, right? Envy, right now you reminding us of Slim on Baddies. You'll just take whatever abuse that you could take just because you want to be on the show. And it's sad. It's sad. But hey, you a grown woman. I ain't going to feel too bad for you. Now, here's the thing. I'm waiting for the day where the right girl comes along and Joseline gets in their face like that and they knock her head off her shoulders. I'm waiting for that day. And the day that comes, that girl will be the cabaret superstar. I mean, I will get on my hands and knees and applaud her because no girl, I mean, we've seen Amber Ali kind of step up to Joseline, but no other girls really do. They all hunker down to her. They all submit to her. They're all afraid of her because they want to stay on this show. They're addicted to the glitz, the glamour, the money, and the fame. And, they act like Joseline's invincible. I've never seen someone, an adult, so enabled in my life. I mean, they enable the hell out of Joseline to behave this way. And I get it's entertainment. I guess that's what makes the cabaret the cabaret. I guess that's what makes this show successful. But I do also understand because I'm sitting there while she's in Envy's face. I'm like, Envy, why don't you pounce on that hoe? Just pounce on that hoe. But then I was like, I kind of understand why she didn't because the moment she would have pounced on Joseline, all the cabaret minions would have jumped her. Melissa would have ran out from the motherfucking corner with the strap. God forbid she, her ballistic got a strap, anything. You just don't never know. They do some crazy shit. I see why she didn't because they probably would have pummeled her. They would have bulldozed Envy all right there. But somebody need to jaw jack her when she get like that because Joseline, you pick and choose which girls to do that to. And that's why you cast these vulnerable girls in the strip club who have all these hopes and dreams but are stuck in the strip club with pimps and hoes and tricks and shit. And you prey on these type of girls because then they come into the cabaret and they let you talk to them like shit. Because let me tell you, a real ass female out here ain't gonna let you talk to them like that. And you're gonna come across the right one day and they're going to end up making that jaw go. When bitches get their jaw broke, is that teeth? I'm just saying. You better be careful out in these streets, girl. So we see her, Joseline at this point, she's going around the stage and she's continuing to scream at every girl and putting her finger in their faces saying, none of y'all bitches will say anything to my man no more. None of y'all bitches will say anything to my man anymore. I'm like, nurse, come get her. The cocaine bear is on the loose. Nurse, somebody bring the trank. Get the tranquilizer, bitch. I mean, this for her to be 40 years old with a child and you to be on this stage acting like this. I mean, you would have thought somebody harmed Bonnie Bella. The way she's acting, you would have thought, somebody really did harm Ballistic. I mean, just gone. That's the Puerto Rican princess for it. Now, Andrea's ditzy ass is sitting there crying while Joseline's doing all this. And then somebody, while Joseline's doing this, I don't know who it was, but I heard a voice say, thank you, Joseline and Ballistic, for all you do. And I'm just like, is this a fucking cult? Is this a fucking cult? I mean, this shit seems like a cult. These girls are sick in the head. They're brainwashed. I mean, y'all just get down on your hands and knees while you're at it. Why don't y'all wipe Joseline's ass for her when she finishes taking a shit while you're at it? Change your tampon out while you're down there. I mean, kiss her feet. It's ridiculous. I mean, just kiss asses. Joseline says, when they were suing my man for $25 million, nobody said shit. Nobody said shit. Referring to Amber Ali from season 3, who sued her and who sued Melissa for $25 million. Well, Joseline, a grown man attacked a young 100-pound girl. What did you expect? She should have sued y'all's asses for $100 million. The fuck? The fuck you think this is? You think you God or something? Somebody get Amber Ali on the line. Somebody get Amber Ali on the line. Now, Joseline points at Envy and says, I chose you because you were a BBW. But then she continues to go in dogging her and calling her everything but her name. Now, Envy says, Joseline, this was from 3 years ago, and I don't even remember it. She says, this was from a viewer's perspective. I was giving my opinion on the show that I was watching. And I'm just like, Envy, just you got to explain yourself, because at the end of the day, what you said was true. They are abusive. Okay, we seen it with our own 2 eyes. Joseline ain't got to sit up here and try to act like it's all one big lie. We've seen it for the last 5 seasons, and if that's how you treat those girls on camera, how do you treat those girls behind the scenes? That's why I say they're all in a cult and they're all brainwashed, because they don't want to speak the truth on what really happens, allegedly, behind the scenes of that show, because they want to come back on the show. While I got my finger up like Joseline. um... Envy says, I apologize. I didn't know you, Joseline, at that time. Joseline's continuing to flip out. And again, I don't think it's that deep. Because like I said, she didn't know Joseline back then. Now, again, here's where Envy messed up. Because why would you go on a show? I know she says that she doesn't remember, but I don't buy that. You may not remember what you said. I'm gonna give her this, because I don't remember things that I might have said 3 years. If you bring up something that I said in Joseline's Cabaret season 3 after show, I'll probably not gonna remember it. There's stuff that y'all send me that I'll be saying and I laugh at it because I don't remember saying it. I'll be like, oh god, that's so funny, but I don't remember saying that. But I'm not going to go and sign up for Joseline's Cabaret or a Zeus show, because I know I've talked a lot of Cash Money shit about them. Why would I go try to be on a show and have them put money in my pocket when I've talked crap about them? I mean, I wouldn't expect them to welcome me with open arms, or I would at least expect it to come out at some point. Does that make sense? Make my vape sign. Mm. I mean, and listen, I get that Joseline's upset about that and she feels betrayed, but at the same time, I'm not going to bust a brain vessel over here stressing over it. I mean, yeah, literally, she was acting like, that's why I think it was the cocaine, because her reaction was too strong for something that was like that. Like cuss Envy out and call it a day. Let me grab my vape really quick, you guys. I don't know what I did with it. This one will do. Where were we? Okay, Envy's continuing to apologize, saying that she doesn't remember it. Janisha steps in and says, how do you not remember that? Janisha's calling bullshit on it. She thinks that Envy's just making up excuses. But again, like I told y'all, as someone who is a YouTuber and who was actually doing recaps on season 3, some of y'all were here during that. I'm not going to remember everything that I said. So I can agree with Envy on that. I know people don't want to believe her, but I believe her in that she don't remember exactly what she doesn't remember calling her abusive. But maybe she does. Maybe she does. I don't remember. I don't remember everything I said on season 3 of the Cabaret, but I'm sure I probably called her that word too. I'm sure I said it too because I mean that's what it gives. Now Jocelyn is crying and hollering. Meanwhile, Andrea over here with these fake tears in her eyes, clapping and crying while Jocelyn's crying. I'm like, girl, take a nap, Andrea. You're so dizzy. Just take a nap. You look drained. And speaking of envy, like I told y'all, Jocelyn never liked that girl. I don't care what anybody says. I even saw it in a comment thread last night where some fans were talking about it. We were all talking about how Jocelyn never liked envy. Envy was a DEI hire. Okay? Envy was a diversity, equity, and inclusion hire. Envy was hired because they wanted representation for bigger girls in the cabaret. At the end of the day, I don't think Jocelyn even really wanted bigger girls in the cabaret. I think that was probably a producer's idea, a production thing. Let's include some BBWs. Because if you watch the season, you'll notice that Jocelyn never paid attention to Envy. She never had one-on-one conversations with Envy. Envy never won any challenges, despite her lighting her twat on fire. She never won a single challenge. Envy was a diversity hire, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Now, Envy takes the time to address Diamond while all this is going on between Envy and Jocelyn. She turns and she addresses Diamond and she says, and Diamond, I don't like the fact that you called me a fat ass bitch on social media. And Diamond says, I was just responding to you talking shit about the season 3 girls. So Diamond says that she saw this infamous clip that Envy was online talking shit about Jocelyn and Ballistic. Apparently, Diamond saw this clip, and she says in the clip, not only was Envy talking shit about Jocelyn and Ballistic, she was talking shit about the season 3 Cabaret girls. So Diamond got on Twitter and started running her mouth about it. Now um, this is also how we know Amber is a part of the equation, Amber Ali, because Diamond even says, you were online talking shit about the season 3 girls and the Amber situation. And the Amber situation is the lawsuit that happened that was $25 million allegedly against Ballistic for the way he stomped that girl out allegedly. But we saw it on camera, right? They cut out part of it, but we saw part of it on camera. Now, I think Envy was just trying to take the heat off of her and Jocelyn's situation because that was such a tense situation. I mean, that was probably the most tense situation at the reunion. So I think Envy was like, let me pivot and go over here and start some shit with Diamond so we can reroute the conversation and change the subject. And then I'm like, Envy, do you really need to do that right now when everybody's against you? Because I'm sure most of the girls are going to take Jocelyn's side. Do you really need any more enemies right now? But anyway, I digress because Envy and Diamond end up going head to head and they start fighting. They square up and baby, Envy took Diamond to Pound Town. I know y'all saw that. Envy had Diamond on the floor pounding that head, baby. Pounding that head. That was probably Envy's best fight all season. I was like, God damn. It's getting a little warm in here, you guys. It's getting a little warm. Is it warm where you guys are at? It's like 70 degrees where I'm at. Um, how do I want to do this? I'm going to turn it into a bougie bitch real quick. Oop, my nipple slipped. Does that look okay, y'all? This is how you can dress up a little something, something. Maybe not a wife beater, but if you got a cardigan, throw it around your shoulder, and that'll dress up any outfit. That's my little style tip for you today. That'll dress up any outfit, and you'll look like Bougie. Um, now, so Envy and Diamond, they fight. We see Envy ends up breaking Diamond down into a rock. I mean, she da 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 da. Diamond says, "You're just mad that Joseline told you off," and I agree with Diamond. Sorry, Envy. I agree with Diamond on that. I think it was some misdirected anger there, from the Joseline situation. Now, and I, never mind. I'm not gonna go there today. Now, Diamond is arguing with the audience. The audience was not playing during part 3 of the reunion. They were letting these girls have it. If they wasn't feeling you, they was letting you know. The girls were not feeling Diamond because they're yelling at her. Diamond says that Envy just needed a moment, and the audience yells, "You need a moment." And I'm like, Lord, is the audience here to audition for the cabaret? Because some of them were doing a lot. Some of them are doing a lot. Is the audience here to audition for the cabaret? And speaking of, why don't they have Joseline's cabaret interviews or auditions? We have Baddies auditions, but I feel like Baddies is something you can't even really audition for. What is the skill set? What is the goal here? But Joseline's cabaret, there's a skill set. It's dancing, right? This is a dance competition, right? Why don't we hold auditions for Joseline's cabaret? I feel like that would be way more entertaining than what Baddies can bring. Do y'all agree? Now, Janisha, she turns and asks the hyenas, Danny and Andrea, why they were crying when Joseline was going off on all the girls. And Danny, like a true cult member, says, "These people have been nothing but nice to me. And the same way they talk about her, they talk about us." Girl, calm down. You're not that important, Danny. You're not. Like, it's giving Joseline's Cabaret Scientology edition. Okay? It's giving Joseline's Cabaret Scientology edition. Because y'all hoes act like y'all been raised up in the Church of Scientology and just straight, yes, ma'am, no, yes, Joseline, I do whatever you say. Like, girl, get a brain of your own. Do you have a single thought that's your own? And it's not biased and kiss ass? I mean, stop trying to gaslight the viewers. That's my thing. Stop trying to gaslight us. The girls are up here trying to defend Joseline and Cabaret, and oh, they've been nothing but kind to us. We saw otherwise. Y'all think we're dumb? You think we don't have eyes? They've been nothing but kind to y'all. We've saw these people get in your faces and call y'all everything but y'all's names. A bunch of bitches and hoes and tricks and shit. That's all y'all have ever been called. We've saw y'all be degraded. We saw a grown man named Ballistics stomp on a young 100-pound girl, allegedly. Kind? See, that's where they got it twisted in their head. They take it as, oh, they gave me an opportunity, put me on TV. So that's kind. Was it kind, Danny, when you had to drive your car all the way back from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta? Was that kind? Because Joseline didn't put you on a flight? Danny was on her. Shout out to Barbie. Barbie sent me one of our subscribers here. She sent me a screenshot and filled me in on some tea where Danny went live on her Instagram with her and her 6 live viewers. That's weird to me. And you've been on the show 3 years. You got 6 live viewers. Okay, whatever. But Danny on her live talking about she's done with the cabaret and she had to drive all the way back home in her car. That's what you get. That's what you get. Okay? Now, the audience are literally booing Danny and Andrea, literally booing them because they're just that pathetic. Let's just be real. And I'm just glad to know that I don't stand alone in solidarity with my thoughts for Danny and Andrea. Like, all the fans have spoken. All of the fans have spoken that they don't like Danny and Andrea. And then Andrea literally has no panties on. No panties on in this short dress and opening her legs like a man, just sitting there with her legs spread wide open, just like this. Like you know, like she has no pant. I mean, like she's got a pair of panties on or something. And I mean, I can't tell you how many crotch shots I saw. Now there were a few crotch shots that were blurred, but there were a couple that weren't, because it was like a quick flash of her opening her legs. I'm like, oh my god, I saw a straight up moose knuckle. Now Andrea is losing her mind. She can't take the pressure of the audience booing her. She can't take the pressure of being the least liked cast member. So she's up losing her mind, breaking down, screaming at the audience. And she's like, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? And the audience is like, boo, boo. You know what's crazy? Y'all are just like me and Danny. Y'all are just like, baby girl, there is nobody like you and Danny. Y'all are special, one of a kind, boo. Special, one of a kind. Okay? Very special. Very special. That came Michelle, that came Michelle song. Very special, baby. Not that kind of special that K Michelle was talking about. I'm talking about Little Yellow School Bus special. Listen, all the audience needed was some tomatoes. All the audience needed were tomatoes to toss at them. Now, they're also chanting, the audience is chanting, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Bitch, I was living. And I tell y'all, I was living because I'm like, oh my God, there are so many people who feel the same way we do, who are so annoyed by Danny and Andrea, not only this season, but last season and the season before. So it just feels so good to see them getting it handed to. See them getting it handed to them. It feels so good to see it, okay? I'm getting my life because Danny is spiraling, okay? Did y'all see how bad Danny was spiraling? Exhibit A as to why Danny was Exhibit A as to why Danny was spiraling. I loved it. Let's just take a moment and look at that. Let's just take a quick moment of silence for Danny in that face. And a quick puff. I love it. Don't you love it? Now, it's bad when Joseline and Janisha have to literally ask the audience why they hate Danny and Andrea so much. It's bad when they have to do that. Now, I don't hate them. Like I feel like it's hard to hate somebody that you've not actually met and that you're watching through an edit. But we've seen enough to where I don't like them. There's not been one moment on screen where these girls have been like real, raw, genuine, authentic. We've been able to see through their BS since day one. So Janisha brings an audience member. She goes and gives the mic to an audience member to get their point of view on why the fans don't like Danny and Andrea. And I'm really curious. I thought it was a good idea to get some of the audience feedback, to hear their perspective, because I wanted to hear if other fans felt the same way that we felt, right? So, the first audience member says that she liked Danny and Andrea in the beginning, but they're always crying, they're always whining, and they're quick to jump somebody. Bloop, clock it. Thank you, audience member number one. She clocked everything that we've said before, right? Now, Joseline is so shady. She gonna go take the mic. She gonna go. She takes the microphone. She's like, I want to hear from some more people on why they don't like Danny and Andrea. And I'm like, you know what, Joseline? I want to hear from more people too why they don't like Danny and Andrea. Here you go. Go ahead and let us know why you don't like them. Now, the next audience member was actually very kind and she gave constructive criticism. That's the second girl. Y'all remember her? I actually thought she was taking it easy on the girls and trying to like wake them up, like trying to be kind, but at the same time give them that constructive criticism that they needed to hear. But the girls weren't having it. You know, their ego is so big, they feel like nothing that they're doing is wrong. But the second audience member, she says that it's not that I don't like you ladies. It's just that you're very performative and everybody's over the act. Clocked it. The second audience member clocked it. We've said that too. Danny and Andrea have been performing since they got on the show. Even later in the show, Rose says if y'all could meet Danny and Andrea outside the show, they act nothing like this, who they're trying to portray. Danny and Andrea, they want to be mini Joselines. They see how Joseline acts, and they want to be hood. They want to be rough and tough. They want to be that tough, hard girl, and you're not. Y'all will never be that. You will never be that. The girl goes on to say, be authentic. You ain't got to cry every time these beautiful women say something. And Andrea screams, okay! And it's like, girl. She says, you don't know what we've been through. You don't know what we've been through. And it's like, the victim. Ladies and gentlemen, the victim act. When all else fails, pull the victim card. What you've been through doesn't give you the right to be an asshole. We've all been through shit. Okay? So miss me with the pity party pussy story. Now, the third girl in the audience, old girl from Compton, I liked her. She said, baby, I'm from Compton, and I don't know you not to like you, but all that victim shit is fake, and you didn't whoop nothing. ISIS whooped your ass. I loved it. She clocked it too. All them audience members were like, they were steady just clocking the motherfucking T. Just clocking the motherfucking T, bitch. I was here for it. That third girl from Compton, I said, put Compton in the Cabaret, baby. And that's going to be her stage name, Compton. Put her in the Cabaret next season. I'm here for her because, baby, she was reading Dawn. She got the girls together. Now, are we on our last page of notes? God damn, I still got 2 pages left, and we ain't got... Oh, my God, Damien. Now, I think that this should speak volumes to the executives over at Zeus. That I think that it's time to give Danny and Andrea the pink slip. Like, honestly. If this many people don't like watching them, you need to listen to them. Especially when you're a subscriber-based platform, Zeus. Zeus doesn't make money off of ads. They don't have commercials. They make money off you, the subscriber. So if you, the subscriber, speaks and you say you don't like somebody, they need to listen. While Danny and Andrea is sitting back so confident like they're not going anywhere and they're going to be in the Cabaret forever. No, ma'am. Now, Andrea goes into this whole ass-kissing spiel to Joseline about how her and Danny have been the only ones there and how they get emotional seeing what Joseline's gone through. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. This is why the audience don't like y'all. All this ass kissing, it's fake. Like, we get it. You love Miss Joseline. We get it. You're grateful to everything Miss Joseline's done for you. But you don't have to lick her ass every 5 seconds. You hoes are fake. Because here's the thing. If Joseline wasn't putting these hoes on, they would be just like Envy and you and I on the internet, in the comments, talking shit. I feel like Joseline up here. Now, even Janisha, I'm gonna give props to Janisha in a minute because she was clocking it too. Even Janisha tells the hyenas to show up more genuine. She tells them, we want to see your genuine side, because even Janisha knows that these girls are performative. Even Janisha knows that this is not these real girls' personalities. And she's telling them, show us your genuine side. Now, as Janisha is saying that, this is how slow this girl is. Danny starts slapping her puss and going, and And I mean, it was so random. I think even Janisha was like, what, like, what's going on? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, Janisha's sitting here as a grown woman trying to give you constructive criticism. You just start slapping your twat. Like, what is wrong with you? This another example number B. Example number 255. Why the fans and nobody like you? You're weird, girl. You're weird as fuck. Where did that come from? This girl is trying to talk to you and give you constructive criticism. Be a woman. Be an adult. Sit there and listen and be mature. But you're so fucking immature, Danny. And this is why nobody likes you, Miss Pat Your Puss. I'm convinced this girl draws a check every month. I'm convinced. No shade if you draw a check every month, but I'm convinced that Danny draws a check and that the screws are loose upstairs. Because I mean, how disgusting! Just, just disgusting. Think the shit's funny and cute when it's really disturbing. It was so disturbing. It's so disturbing. I mean, even the audience were all like horrified, horrified. Now, Janisha, she tells them also, stop tag teaming and jumping and stand on your own business. Joseline co-signs it. Joseline co-signs it. And she steps in and Joseline says if Janisha says it, she says Janisha's pretty neutral. So if Janisha is telling you that you need to be genuine and stop jumping and stand on your own 2 feet, you need to listen to it. And I agree. Janisha is pretty neutral, right? Now, when Joseline starts saying all these things that the audience has said, that the Cabaret girls have said, that Janisha has said, now they want to be receptive to it. When Joseline says it, now they're over here like, okay, Miss Joseline. But you didn't want to hear it from nobody else. When the audience said it, they're haters. When the Cabaret girls said it, you don't give a fuck. When Janisha says it, you want to pat your puss. But when Joseline says it, okay, Miss Joseline, okay. Pathetic. I know y'all's parents are so disappointed. So disappointed. Now, the pressure really gets to them when literally everybody is against them at this point. Everybody is like, I don't even want to say against them. I think it's just more so trying to get through their thick skulls that they look crazy on TV. And they can't handle the pressure. They can't handle it because out of nowhere, Danny says, do y'all want to see us fight right now? Do y'all want to see us fight right now? And I mean, everybody's looking at each other like, are these hoes delusional? I swear, I told y'all they was slow. I told y'all they was slow. Did I not say it? Is this not proof that they're slow? Because Danny and Andrea start beating the hell out of one another. The best friends, the duo, the two that are always jumping in and trying to fight for one another. All of a sudden, they start beating each other's ass. Andrea's like, y'all want to see us fight so bad? They just start scrapping. And everybody was stunned because we're like, what are y'all doing? Nobody said that y'all were afraid of one another. Nobody said that Danny's scared of Andrea or Andrea's scared of Danny or y'all won't fight each other. We're saying stop fighting each other's battles, dodo head, bird brain, bobblehead. My dog is going crazy at the mailman. Cooper, hush, baby. I'm gonna have to go get him to shut up. Hold on, you guys. Cooper, get down and hush. Shh. Stop. Okay. So, Joseline tries to break up the fight between Danny and Andrea. Security tries to break it up. Cooper, stop. Um. So they stop fighting, right? They fight for a good few. They fight for a good 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Security breaks it up, and now Danny's boohooing. Danny's over here crying her eyes out. Andrea's hugging her, saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry we did that." Almost like she was a wife beating on her, or a husband beating on her wife, or just beat her wife up and now she's apologized. Like, it was the weirdest shit I've ever seen on a reality show. The weirdest shit. Like, this is what the audience means. This is what the fans mean. It's all performative. It's a show. It's a fraud. It's fugazi. These hoes are actresses. These hoes are actresses. They came up with this shit backstage. We should fight one another. Like, nobody want, like, to me, they just solidified that they're not coming back next season. They're getting the pink slip. Any normal producer, any right network, anybody that's got a right brain in their head would watch this and say, we need to let those two girls go. Also, I don't think it's good for Danny and Andrea's mental health. I don't think they can handle the cabaret. They just, like, self-destruct when the pressure is on them. And it's like, she keeps saying, that's what y'all wanted. That's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted us to fight each other. It's like, nobody said y'all were scared of one another or that you wouldn't fight one another. And it just shows how fake they are. I mean, Joseline's even crying at this point because of Andrea and Danny fighting. And I'm over it. I'm over these two. I really am. Now, Isis, we see Isis stand up because she wants to take on Danny, because Danny is running her mouth from this side of the studio on the couch. Isis is over here, and Isis is like, Danny, shut the fuck up or fight me. But Danny don't want to fight. She wants to run her mouth because that's what she's known for, but she don't want to fight. So Isis gets up and walks over there towards her, and Andrea stands in front of Danny and says, Danny don't want to fight. Danny don't want to fight. She's done. And then Janisha yells at Andrea and says, let her fight her own battles. I'm like, okay, Janisha. Okay, Janisha. That's what I'm talking about, girl. That's what I'm talking about right the fuck there, Janisha. To me, Janisha redeemed herself as a host on part 3. Okay? Y'all know we have gave Janisha hell over here for being a terrible host, but she has really grown over the last few years, especially with this part 3. Because, like, this has been her best work. I'm proud of her, honestly. She's being honest. She's being vocal. She's holding the girls accountable. She's interjecting. I appreciate it, Janisha. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Now, Isis is trying to get to Danny. Yeah, Isis is trying to get to Danny, but Andrea's in the way. So Isis kind of does like a roundabout sneak attack, like that. And as soon as she hits Danny, all hell breaks loose. They just start jumping on her. But then you got Erica, who comes and tries to save Isis. You also got some other girls who are jumping in and trying to help Isis, because let's face it, these girls can't fight on their own. We've talked about that. The whole part 3 was about how Danny and Andrea can't stand on their own and they have to fight each other's battles. And we see they jumped on Isis. That's why y'all are weak sauce. That's why nobody likes you. Now we see Russian Jayla out of nowhere takes this as this brawl is happening. She takes this as an opportunity to squeeze out 5 more minutes of camera time because she knows she'll probably never be on TV again. And she attacks Erica out of nowhere. I'm like, what did Erica do? Why are you attacking Erica? I forgot they had some sort of beef, whatever, during the reunion. But Jayla got Erica good. Y'all see that? Now Erica was getting in there. She was holding her own, but I got to give that to Jayla. Maybe Jayla was getting it. She was getting them licks. Now, Joseline wraps up the reunion by saying that Neek was a fan favorite. She's like, Neek, you had beef with Raven. She said, but unfortunately, Raven has exited the building. Do you have something you want to say to her Oompa Loompa ass? Now, could you imagine Raven watching this? And Joseline claims she love all these girls, but the way she body shames them, degrades them. Mm, And where is Raven? Why did she leave? I want to get deeper into what happened there. I feel like there's more to that story. We saw they talked a little bit about it in part one. Raven was upset that Joseline had done or said something to her. But Joseline is telling all the girls how proud of them she is, especially for being on tour with them, or being on tour with her, at least 90% of the girls. And Rose starts crying. And she says, y'all don't understand how hard it is to fight with these girls every day, but then have to dance with them and celebrate with them after the show, rehearse with them, but you don't like one another. And then she continues and goes on to say, I just want y'all to know that Danny and Andrea are not the same people that they get on here and try to portray. Rose clocked it. Rose told what we've already known, that when the cameras go off, Andrea and Danny are probably regular, everyday girls, and they're actually probably, I can't believe I'm saying this, but they're probably cool girls. That's the gag. The gag is, if Danny and Andrea would just be themselves and take this mask off and stop trying to play these characters, the fans would probably really resonate with them and like them a lot. But instead, they chose the actress route. I get it's TV, ladies, but it's reality, okay? You don't have a script. Now, we talked about some lesbian action this episode. Y'all remember Kay? Kay is the one they called Jigsaw. I thought Kay looked very gorgeous on the reunion. And Kay and Janisha had similar looking dresses on, these sparkly looking dresses. And Joseline says, I want to suck y'all hoes pussy tonight. I said, oh, we know Joseline loves to eat some pussy now. And she even dropped to her knees with Kay and Joseline, or with Kay and Janisha side by side, and she was going, like she was going to lick they twats right there on the damn stage. I said, okay, Joseline, get you some pussy, girl. You better get you some pussy. You better get you some pussy, Joseline. I like that she's out and proud with it. They did look very pretty, though. I thought Kay looked very pretty. For her to have gotten teased and picked on all season and Jigsaw and all that, I mean, we even cracked our fair share of jokes. But she looked very pretty at the reunion. I think she's a sweet girl deep down. And these girls are straight up freaks. You hear me? Because we find out that Kay ate Erica's pussy the night before the reunion. I mean, welcome to Cabaret. Everybody eating everybody. I mean, and she so casually said it. Kay said it so casually. And I don't know if she's Hispanic or what, but she was like, I ate her pussy last night. I was like, she said it so casually. Yeah, I ate her pussy last night. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, god damn. Now Joseline drops a bombshell and says that she's been working so hard the last few years on the Cabaret, and sorry about that, you guys. Joseline says, I've been working really hard on the Cabaret the last few years. I want to take some time off to have a baby. I was like, well, damn, I wasn't expecting that. I never knew that Joseline wanted to have more kids, but hey, you want to do it, more power to you. I don't know if the kind of life Joseline lives is a great life for her. Listen, I'm sure Joseline's a great mother, but the way she be acting, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking about all the violence she's involved in and the cocaine. And now Joseline says when she has her baby, she wants Neek to run the Cabaret. And I'm just like, I know Andrea is shitting in her panties right now. Because you remember, Joseline told Andrea that she was going to be running the Cabaret. But now she's saying that Neek is going to be running the Cabaret. Oh, Drea, now you really got a reason to cry, don't you? Now you look stupid, don't you? I'd watch Neek's Cabaret. Would y'all watch Neek's Cabaret? Andrea's over there crying. Of course. Boo-hoo. Cry me a river. You really thought you were going to be the front runner for the Cabaret? Girl, bah. Now, here go Danny again. Danny is literally... I'm sorry, not Danny. Andrea. I'm sorry, Danny. I almost put this on you. Danny is sitting in Joseline's lap. Keep in mind, she has no panties on. She's got this short dress on. She's literally got her legs spread again. She's got her dress up because Joseline mentions it. Joseline's like, why ain't you got no panties on, girl? And here she go. Just spreading her legs wide open for everybody in that studio to see. Zeus had to blur it. You could still see a little moose knuckle, a little camel toe, whatever you want to call it. I mean... And then Joseline had the nerve to say, Joseline was literally rubbing her vagina talking about how warm it was. Bitch, this was softcore Porn. This was softcore corn. Okay? And that Andrea, this is my last word for Andrea. That trashy, it was, what she was doing was trashy, low down, disgusting, no class, gutter rat, sewage behavior. Don't you have a child, Andrea? Don't you have a husband? You're a mother and a wife, and you're on TV with your fucking vagina out, spread wide open for God and the world to see. Like, y'all know I'm all about liberation, bitch. Free the nipple, do your thing. But some things you just don't do. And that would be like me getting up on that stage and spreading my asshole wide open for the world to see. Ain't nobody trying to see that. Close that portal up. Close that tunnel. That Holland tunnel. Shit. Close the 305 down. The 404. Highway 72. Interstate 65. Route 66. Shut that bitch down. Close them legs. Close your legs to married men, in the words of Nene Leakes. There's married men in the building. But aren't Ballistic and Joseline married? Are they married or not? Either way, close your legs. That was just disgusting. I don't want anybody in here coming in these motherfucking comments defending that shit. Talking about, Damien, you're going too hard on her. No, she going too hard with that pussy out. Talking about it's warm. I mean, damn. Can y'all save that shit? Now, all the girls say their final words. I was shocked to learn that Joseline actually forgave Envy. Envy apologized. Joseline was doing the little heart and smiling, you know. So I took it as she forgave Envy for what happened. I was shocked. I still don't think Envy will have another chance in the Cabaret. I think Joseline forgave her, but I don't think she forgot. And I'm so proud of Rose for giving Hennessy the ass whooping she deserved at the end, because the last fight of the night was Hennessy versus Rose. And baby, Rose beat Hennessy down, okay? Rose took all that anger, all that frustration, all that bullying that she took from some of those girls, and she went in on Hennessy. And here's how you know when you're getting your ass beat. You know when you're getting your ass beat when the other person has to resort to biting you. Because Hennessy bit Rose's nose. Yes, we saw Rose get up and her nose is covered in red. And I thought that maybe Hennessy had got a good lick in, or maybe had elbowed her, or I don't know what had happened. But according to Rose, she says, this bee bit me. And I'm just like, oh, why would you want, of all places to bite somebody's nose? Ugh. I don't want to bite nobody's nose. Like, ew. But I guess when you fighting, anything goes. Anything goes, baby. And that is the end of our after show. I can't believe we had another hour and 10 minutes. I was trying to make it an hour. Listen, it was almost there. We running over it a little bit. But look, I hope you enjoyed watching and recapping Joseline's Cabaret Season 5 Texas with me. It's been such a pleasure watching this season with you. I think this was one of my favorite seasons of Joseline's Cabaret. I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here along the ride with me each and every episode. If you enjoyed this content, I ask you to please click the thumbs up button and like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I need all your subscriptions, and I'd really, truly appreciate that. Also, in the comment section, let me know what you thought about part 3 of the reunion. If you have any rebuttal or any follow-ups to anything that I said, leave that in the comment section as well. And if you would like to donate to the channel, this is my part-time job now. In the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. I'll also post my Amazon wish list if anyone wants to take that route. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want me to recap Two Ways with Erica Mena, the new dating show, the new bisexual dating show on Zeus, if you want me to recap that show, please put it in the comment section, okay? If we have enough people that want that, I will do that. Also, go check out the latest Baddies Midwest after show that's uploaded right now on my channel. I love you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark.